guys, so today we are back with another video. So as you guys may or may not can tell, I don't have any eyebrow makeup on whatsoever. So I wanted to do a how-to on how I do my eyebrows. I get so many questions about how I do my eyebrows. There's someone walking. And now he's about to talk on the phone. Anyways, okay, he's in the parking lot now. Struggling. So anyways, I do not know if you guys can tell, but I actually don't have anything on my eyebrows today, and that is the first how-to video that I want to do for you guys, is how I do my eyebrows. And I'm gonna show you what products I use, how the process goes, and I pretty much have it like down pat now. I went through ugly eyebrow days. So bad. Like when I was first getting into makeup, like really heavily into makeup, you can ask my mother, you can ask anyone in my family, my eyebrows were scary. I do want to show you guys really quick what my eyebrows look like without anything on them. I also haven't waxed them in probably like 2 months. If you can hear this guy on the phone, I'm really sorry. I can hear his whole conversation. I don't know if you guys can, but it's okay. So I haven't waxed my eyebrows in probably like 2 months. I am trying to grow them out a little bit thicker because, long story short, when I was like, can y'all hear him? He's literally right in front of my window. Like, I don't want to compete with someone yelling on the phone. I don't even know where I'm at in my video anymore because I just keep stopping talking because the guy just wants to have a conversation in front of my window. Okay. Anyways, I have not waxed my eyebrows in probably like 2-ish months. Every time I talk, he faces the window and he walks towards me. Lord, give me strength. I'm trying to decide if I want to talk or not because he's far away, but I know as soon as I start saying something important, he's gonna turn around and run back towards the window. We're going for it. I just really tried to grow my eyebrows as much as possible because, long story short, when I was 16 years old, I was waxing my eyebrows at a nail salon, and this little guy got completely waxed off from the arch to tail. So that day when I got my eyebrow waxed half off, I never went and got my eyebrows done ever again until I went to aesthetic school. And then ever since then, I've been doing them myself. He's going away. Jesus. So the products that I use for my eyebrows are relatively simple. I use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in medium brown, and then to apply that you can use any angled liner brush, eyebrow brush that you want. I am currently using the Jeffree Star one that came in the brush collection that he just launched. I used to just stop there and that was it, but now I have implemented the Benefit Gimme Brow also into my brow routine. So I'm gonna start with the dip brow. So typically what I'll do is I'll just like take my brush and I'll grab whatever is down towards the bottom and then use like the bottom of the glass to kind of like scrape my product, and then I'll go on the sides also and scrape a bunch of the product off. You can't really see how much product I have. There's not like a big glob, like it's tiny amount. And then I will just brush my brow hairs upwards, and then I will start like right at the pupil of my eye. I will never start here. That's where I made mistakes when I first started doing my brows, is I would always start like right here, and that's where you get that super like harsh square eyebrow that nobody wants. So I'll always start at like the pupil. So I'll just draw like little lines, and I don't just like go like just like a marker, you know, I just kind of like stroke little lines, and then I'll extend my tail just a smidge, and then I'll stop. So that is just one line what it looks like. Obviously we're not done, but then I will come back and I will get a little bit more of that product, scrape off a bunch. So this is just like a building process. You never want to just put a ton of product on the brush and then just go to town, because that's when you're gonna have a big fat mess. You just wanna keep going back and forth, like product, brow, product, brow, product, brow, until you get your desired look. So now that I have that bottom line, we are going to do the top in the same spot. So just outlining. So this brow right here, I will just overline like slightly, just because this one is much thicker because it never got waxed off when I was 16. Throws shade. Okay, so there's that. So now we're looking real cute. Yeah, no. Whatever product is left on this brush right now is what we're going to do to fill in. So this is where I'm just gonna take it and like stroke through the eyebrow. Just to kind of color it in. And then I will start to just take, again, not dipping into any more of the product, I will just start to extend this line towards the front, barely putting any pressure on my eyebrow. And I'm just gonna start stroking upwards to blend in some color into my natural hairs right there. So just like that. So it's still not completed in the front, and that's totally okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do this eyebrow and get them to match, and then I will be right back to show you what else we do. Okay, so now I have both brows on and they're not completed. As you can see, these right here just look a little messy and gappy and all that. Usually I would just take the angled hairbrush and just draw the strokes, which you still can do, and sometimes I do go back and forth in between that and this method that I'm going to show you today. But I find that using the Benefit Gimme Brow right here really just simulates more hair. Like, it makes it look more natural. Like, it gives you that actual stroke, like hair stroke feel, and just that's where I find that I get most of my compliments about, are your brows real? Are those microbladed? Blah, blah, blah. So, the Gimme Brow has a really, really tiny little like spoolie on the end of it, which I love, and it's tinted. It's a tinted brow gel, so I'm in the shade 3, and then I had to get really close. So all I'll do is I'll just take it and literally, just like if I was putting on mascara, just run it through the eyebrow hairs, mainly right there in the front. Is hard to do, like right here in the camera. Okay, and then I will just take like whatever light product I can and then just comb through the rest. And you don't necessarily have to do this, but I like to make sure that all of the eyebrow hairs stay in place. So you can tell a difference between like this eyebrow, which looks a little jagged and not finished, between this eyebrow, and how it just kind of has a better look to it. So I'm just gonna do the same thing to this eyebrow. Okay. I do already have eyeshadow on, but I am gonna show you how to clean them up a little bit, because I just wanna kind of clean them up in certain areas. And for that, you can use any brush that you want. This brush that I'm gonna use is a Morphe brush. It's just really flat and it's pretty small, so it'll help clean up the areas that I want to clean up. And a lot of the times I know people are like, but you've already got all your makeup on, blah, blah, blah. Like, I never have a problem with it, but if you do, then if like your makeup separates weird after you put like your powder on, then it's fine. Just do it when you don't have all of your makeup on. I'm just taking the Colourpop No Filter Concealer, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. And just taking a little bit of that concealer and a mirror, and I'm just gonna go like This eyebrow I want to thin up a little at the front, because just like I said, he's naturally thicker, so I just kind of want to make sure that both of the eyebrows are on the same playing field. And I'll just take that and go over the part where I essentially want to like erase. So if you think of it as like a pencil, and like you're trying to erase something on a piece of paper, that's essentially what you're doing with the concealer and the eyebrow product. Okay, so you can see that that just kind of made them a little bit more even on both sides, and it's okay, we're gonna fix like the tail and stuff. It's totally fine. On this eyebrow, there's really not much I'm gonna fix, but I do just want to fix a little bit of, let's see, this part right here is just a little thicker than what I want. So again, just taking it and like mapping out what you're gonna cover. And then I always come on top, because this is my eyebrow that I have to like overdraw. So I always just kind of sharpen up the top. So yeah. So now obviously you don't just leave it like this. Now I'm just taking, this is just a Morphe M173, and I'm just gonna lightly buff out that concealer. This also helps prep for like a brow bone highlight. So, you know, it all works out. And this one will just blend out really easily at the top. I'm trying to do most of this like without the mirror, but it's a little hard. Okay. Now I'm just gonna take a little bit of product from my dip brow and just fix my tail on this eyebrow that I accidentally covered up with some concealer. All right, and then after you put that concealer on, I do just go back and set it with just like an eyeshadow. So I'm just taking this like bone colored eyeshadow and just going across my face and my eye area. Another trick I have is taking like a same like skin tone eyeshadow, and I just run it like right across the front part of each eyebrow, just because it'll kind of loosen up the harshness of that line, so it still gives you that impression that it is just your natural hair. And then I do just need to take a little bit of bronzer and pop some right up there where I erased the look of that. So alright guys, so that is how I do my eyebrows. Like I said, it did take some practice, but the more you do it, the better you're gonna get. I can tell you guys the best thing, if you've never filled your eyebrows in before and you just wanna start doing it, I always started out with eyeshadow. I did the same method with the dip brow, but just with a matte brown eyeshadow, the same brush, and worked my like hair strokes in that way. So even though my eyebrows were a little frightening in the beginning, just because I was trying really hard to understand how to do eyebrows, I will say the powder did help me, and I still use powder brows on all of my clients, like all of my brides or prom girls or whatever. That is what I fill their brows in with, because I feel like different brow every time, like you just kind of want to do something safe, and the dip brow can get really scary if you've never used it before. So I always have the easiest time with powder on like new clients or different clients or whatever. But that's what I would recommend. A lot of the times people like to use the pencils. I just would go through the pencils so fast that I felt like I was wasting so much money, because I would literally have to buy a new eyebrow pencil like every 2.5 weeks. Yeah, so that's my kind of spiel on that, I guess. But you can use whatever you feel most comfortable in and just have fun with it. I mean, who cares? It's gonna take you some practice, and if you have like a scary eyebrow, like, and someone judges you about it, like, okay, and I mean, I think the worst critic is probably yourself. Like, I know for me, looking back at old pictures, I'm like, yikes, like, whoa, what was I thinking? But it just is what it is. It's all part of the process and the practice, and you'll get better at it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what else you would like to see, like how-to video on one specific part of the face, whether that's highlight or contour or lashes or eyeshadow. Like, just let me know down below what you would like to see next, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye!